Hello everybody and welcome to the Daily Deal. Today we're gonna go a little bit quicker on this screen here just because I kind of really want to show off Castle Crashers to you guys. That's the game we're going to be looking at for today, but we should have a little bit of a talk about everything else that's going on in terms of the Daily Deals. What do you think, Matt?
It's pretty decent today. It's kind of like the others. There's only like a couple of them that we've played and experienced. I heard Dishonored was a really good game, so if you're looking for like a crazy RPG that's, you know, a little bit different. Oh, well, not necessarily RPG. It's like a first-person action game.
It's got a lot of RPG elements in it.
A lot, yeah.
It's a Bethesda title. I kind of regret that I haven't played Dishonored. Like my older brother that doesn't play too many games really. He at least played it and really enjoyed it. I really think that the morality system on it was done quite well on that game. Like apparently, I can't spoil what happens in it, but that's a good title and it's pretty cheap as well, 66% off.
Dust we've covered and
yeah, so we looked at Dust as well. Also not too. I mean, there's a lot of really deep discounts here. A lot of 75% off. Dust is only 50% off, so it's still kind of on the high end. It's £6 for me, but it is an incredible experience. We already did a daily deal on it. I will be linking if you guys want to have a look at it. Fantastic game, really fun. It's kind of funny because in that video, I think we both sort of vowed that we were going to keep playing it. I've got to be honest, I never ended up going back to it.
I did go back to it for like a few hours, and I was like, whew, there's a lot of side quests, and some of the side quests are really hard to do. That's like my only buff of the game. But the game is very long, so it has a kind of a lot of meat there. I was thinking I was going to run through it in like a couple hours, but I was sadly mistaken.
Which is good because, you know, this is well regarded as this was a game that was developed basically by one guy that had a bit of help on the story and the voice acting and stuff. But very, very good title. Terraria, I mean, if you're on the internet, you don't know what Terraria is at this point. I think that's pretty crazy. But as ever, Terraria always goes really cheap when these sales happen. I don't know if you've noticed. But £1.50 for that. Very, very cheap. And I think there's a big DLC either that's already out for it or is hitting pretty soon, as far as my knowledge of Terraria goes.
Yeah, there's another season. Like, it's going to be more weapons, more gear. It's gonna add another tier to everything pretty much, and we're waiting on that because really, like, at the end of the day, once you get to the end of Terraria, there's not much to do but to build stuff. So yeah, it hits that wall pretty hard, I think.
Okay, and so that's a really good time to buy into that game. I think there was a bit of a weirdness with that because they released on Xbox for a while, right? And Xbox got a lot of exclusive content, and then I guess they're kind of releasing some more stuff for PC. I don't know. I don't play the game that much. That's just my understanding of the situation with it at the moment. Those are kind of the notable titles to me. You know, Max Payne 3 is a great game as well. It wouldn't be the kind of thing I think we could cover very easily, though. Very story-focused game. And another good title. That one's actually 75% off, very cheap. But yeah, is there anything else we should mention before we jump into Castle Crashers, which is the game we're looking at today?
The Flash Shells has Mirror's Edge in it. I think that's worth mentioning because Mirror's Edge is an awesome game. Yeah, dude, it's really good.
Yeah, I actually should get that again. Like yesterday, I bought a game on flash sale because of the Oculus Rift, and I should do it for Mirror's Edge too. And Organ Trail, we covered that before. That was pretty funny, and that's a 99p game. That's probably well worth it. It's cheap enough. Funny game.
$1.24 for me as well.
Yeah, and even Bioshock Infinite's on flash sale at the moment. Okay, so anyway, so those are the deals for today, guys. We're going to have a look at Castle Crashers. This is a game, like, I've always heard people talking about, but never really known what it's about. So let's have a look. Essentially, this is a side-scrolling beat-em-up action RPG. That's pretty much straight and lift from the Wikipedia definition, and I stand by that. I mean, you can't really describe this in any other way. It's actually a game that's true to a certain genre, right, which is becoming rarer and rarer and rarer these days, I tend to find. But yeah, so basically it's a side-scrolling game. You've always got to see it from this perspective, heavily based around the multiplayer angle, right?
Definitely. I think if you're playing with at least one other player, it's a lot better because you always have that other player to revive you if you go down, and you know, level up with each other and kind of go through all the different because you got a lot of different characters later on, so some characters can help each other and stuff like that. So it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, so I mean, your experience. So I'm only just coming into this. Years ago, you played, right, with 3 friends all at once.
Years ago, back on Xbox 360 when I was on there all the time.
So this game was originally released on Xbox like ages ago, and then last year it came to Steam as an exclusive on Steam. Like, you can't play it on PC without Steam. It runs through Steamworks. It's pretty seamless actually getting the multiplayer up and running as well. Like, it's a core component of the game, and basically you can create a room that only your friends on Steam can join, and then you're pretty much fine. Like, I didn't actually take advantage of that while we were filming this, and we kept having to kick random people, but it worked quite well, and there was no lag or anything. So yeah, it was a really cool experience. But basically, this is Golden Axe to me. You mentioned it while we were playing.
Streets of Rage, Ninja Turtles, of course. You know, back in the days, back on Nintendo days, like it's all that. You know, you feel that spirit in there. You know, of all those games back in the days, you'll see like some of the bosses kind of contribute to like what the game, like past games were doing. Like start of this one right here, you have to avoid the spots on the floor, kind of like a boss that was in Ninja Turtles as well.
Now, Golden Axe is one of those games like that I get really kind of nostalgic about, but I'm kind of crap at these games. Like, I didn't say what we were playing just now. I think I'm really kind of bad at these games. And like, you're going to see in this footage as well, I die quite a few times. I don't know what it is about the combat in this game. I don't know whether I like it or not. I've got to be honest with you, right? Because as you're attacking in this game, guys, unless you're like jumping or using a special ability or you're mounted or something, you have to stand still, so you're locked in place. Now, that makes the combat a lot more static, but also in a lot of ways probably a lot more sort of risk rewardy, right? Because if you're attacking, you have to make sure that you're hitting the guy, otherwise you're just going to get hit for yourself. I don't know what I really thought about it. You know, we played it for a good while and I'm still not sure where I really stand. Like, it was fun, but also it just felt kind of slow and clunky. Well, what do you think? So there you go, I just died there.
Yeah, it was me basically reviving him over and over and over and over and over again.
It didn't happen that much, come on. It happened like 4 times maybe.
Yeah, maybe, in one match. In one stage.
And then at the end, you guys are going to see, like, I died in a place where I couldn't be revived as well, which kind of sucks. But yeah, so, I mean, the combat's pretty fun. You just mentioned there's different classes. Do you want to talk to everyone about how that works? Like,
yeah.
Because I'm not sure, to be honest.
After every stage, you get a new class that you have unlocked. When you beat the game, you unlock more classes, and more than they have different abilities. Weapons you can pick up, and you can change between any weapon you want, pretty much. Right, and there's a lot of different classes that have different amount of magic, and you can, of course, upgrade your magic right there, and actually change his appearances. I think according to that blue one, you see that little special blue dot there, the special blue. I think it changes his cosmetic look when you actually.
But that's only in the magic tree. Okay.
I think that's only in the magic tree. Yeah, and it's different for each character, and each character has like its own abilities. I can't remember exactly like how crazy they get, but they do get pretty crazy, and there's a lot of characters to unlock. So if you like that replayability, you know, keep playing like the same stages harder and stuff like that, that's kind of the game for you pretty much. And there's loads of weapons. I'm pretty sure you're going to show in the video. You can pick up weapons, and I think you can buy them from certain places in the world as you kind of walk by. There's like little shops and stuff that you can go to.
And like you'll have to buy potions and stuff to keep yourself alive. Something that just happened on the footage there. That's a very cool feature. I thought this was really quite smooth and really nicely done. Basically, we were at the end of level 1 and we both died on the boss. It was probably no thanks to me dying, and then Matt was like trying to res me and stuff, and then he ended up dying, right? But we failed on the boss, but the game was really kind of cool about it. We'd leveled up already while playing through the level. We got kicked out of the level and given the opportunity to spend our points so that we'd be a lot stronger. And then the second we loaded back in, like, we were right back at the boss, right? And then we just destroyed him. Like, did you think that was quite good? Do you think that makes the game too easy? Or?
Yeah, no, because, and of course we had a checkpoint right before the boss as well. So if you die, you don't want to feel like, oh man, I gotta play all that all over again. That can kind of ruin the beginning experience of a game. I'm telling you, like,
I think you're right,
some games,
actually.
like, for certain games, it will work. Like, for anyone who played Demon Souls and Dark Souls, it kind of works because that game is kind of built around that. But for games like this, where, you know, especially in the beginning when you first started playing, it's very basic and how everything's going. You don't unlock your combos yet, right? You do actually get combos for each weapon you get. You know, well, not each weapon. Let me not say that. So yeah, if you were to lose all that, you know, all that progress, because you do level up a bit, right? When we're fighting and everything like that, we're leveling quite a bit. If you were to lose all that and do that all over again, that would kind of suck.
Yeah,
right?
I do think that.
So it kind of works.
There's a certain point, like with games, where you have to play a certain bit and get sort of committed to it before you're prepared to take like massive setbacks like that. I totally understand that. But yeah, okay, a lot just kind of happened on screen. The end of the missions, I think this is really cool. Unfair as crap, okay? When I was editing this, I was already on like 50% health. You started beating the crap out of me. Look at how low I am, and I just beat the snot out of you for ages here. Like, I do awesome when I actually know what's going on. So what happens then? Do you want to explain to everyone what we're doing?
Alright, so at the end of every boss battle, right, you have a princess to save, right? And
in order
In order to be able to kiss the princess at the end, everyone has to fight. So if there are 4 players, everyone has to fight. Whoever is the last man standing gets to kiss. So, I started whamming on him.
I had no idea.
And then I let him get a few hits in.
Oh, please. No.
Yeah.
That's cool, though. That is really cool. I think there's such a weird kind of feeling out there in a lot of communities where people are like, oh, I don't want kind of PvP or competitiveness to come into, my PvE and stuff. I'm talking kind of from an MMO standpoint there. But I think this is so cool, and I can imagine some people would be like, oh, I really don't like that idea of having to fight at the end of every level. But it's just fun, man. You don't have to get so serious about it. It's just an awesome, fun little thing. Especially if there's 4 guys. Like, it's never going to be a fair fight. You're just all blowing the crap out of each other, and one person's going to take more focus than the others. I thought that was awesome. And the chest as well, like just spewing tons of loot out everywhere, and then just tons of
with
gold.
the music, yeah.
Yeah, how awesome was that? I really enjoyed that. Something else as well, you guys have seen it a little bit on the footage just a couple of times, but we've not been able to mention it. Basically, the whole game takes place on sort of a map screen. One of my favourite platformers from PlayStation era was a game called Pandemonium. Actually, I don't know why I use that as an example. There's tons of examples. All the new Super Mario Bros. Wii and stuff use it. It's got a map screen, okay? So you like the level select is like a world map, and then you walk along these paths. Really cool, actually, because it's not linear at all. Like, we didn't play for that long. Oh, there's an owl here as well, who poos randomly, like. Why does this happen? Why does this happen?
There's a lot of little funniness in Castle Crashers. Let me just say that. A lot of little funniness. And it gets worse and worse as we go on in this stage.
Yeah.
Which is great. And I should mention the music. Probably one of the best battle music in the menu. Right?
Yeah, like, dude, right?
Best.
It's really, really cool. The music actually for this, was it the music or or like the art as well? Like, but Newgrounds.com, I think, or whatever.
Yeah, Newgrounds.
Put a lot of effort into this and kind of a lot of support with this game, and a lot of it was sort of drawn from that, which I think is really, really awesome. Actually, it really pays off. Definitely, I feel like I really need to stop talking about the soundtrack on these videos, because most games I always mention it and say, oh, it's good, and have little else to add to it. But I do think it really helps the game shine. Anyway, this is the armory.
Definitely.
Do you wanna tell everyone what's going on here?
Yeah. So of course we went to a fish's mouth, and we're hiding weapons inside of it.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine. This whole block, this whole wall is supposed to be filled with weapons that you can unlock later on in the game. Yeah. So once we're playing, you see like there's bags of loot. Sometimes weapons just pop out of anywhere, and sometimes there's little secrets where you can pop out weapons. You pick it up, and then you can use them anytime you want. So you can always go back to that place, and you'll always have that weapon. And there goes
more
the
poo.
deer.
Lovely.
Bambi's taking a poop.
Yeah, so once you find weapons, they will appear in this giant fish's mouth. I edited it out, but you guys didn't see, but that is a long corridor. There's a lot of damn weapons in this game. Like, you just keep walking and walking and walking, and there's all these spaces along the wall for all these weapons can appear. Actually reminds me a lot of another old game I played as a kid, which was like this math mounting game, where you were like trying to climb a mountain, and you had to solve math puzzles, and when you got to the top, you get like a trophy that you put in a trophy room, and it looked like that fish's mouth. I don't know why I thought of it.
It sounds like a learning game that I used to play back in elementary.
Dude, you might have. Like, it's an awesome game, but I can't remember what it's called anymore. And like, you would climb up, and I remember there was this bit about scales, and you'd have to learn division and stuff. Anyway, does a bear shit in the woods? Apparently, yes. We've got a pet here as well. How do they work? Like, because I wasn't sure how this worked, to be honest. Like, I got the pet, and then...
Yeah, I totally forgot. I know there's more pets that give you like buffs and stuff like that during the game, which is actually pretty cool.
I mean, this guy's
I remember having a dragon. Yeah.
Well, my guy.
I remember.
You had like a full dragon. Like, mine's, I guess, like a little seahorse kind of dude.
No, I think they all kind of float there, and they're just smallish.
Yeah, look at that quick res as well. Okay, so, I mean, it's got a pet system. Pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Cube World spoiled me for pets at this point, just because I've been playing that a lot recently. I find in a lot of games I'm kind of wandering around like, can I tame you? Of course I can't tame you. So, I mean, that's a part of the game. I don't really know what else we can add to that, because, I mean, we never really got that far in. But it looks like there's a hell of a lot. So, when you played it years ago, do you remember? Did you manage to finish it with your friends, or?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
so...
And I went back and played a bit more, because you level up after every mission, right? And you get, I don't know if we talked about it. Did we talk about that? You
You
get
level up-
strength, magic. Oh yeah,
Oh.
we did show it, but we didn't really talk about it. You level up after every mission, and that goes for every single character that you unlock.
Yes.
You I think it resets for each character as well. I don't know if it's the same for each one.
As
I'm
well,
pretty sure it resets.
As well, what's the difference between the characters?
A magic. I think the magic moves, and I think certain of them have buffs as well.
So everyone has
each
a-
character's different.
Everyone has a spell they can cast, and like mine, for example, is like a fire rush thing, and Matt's is a lightning bolt. And we're playing two of the default characters at the moment, but I guess there's a lot like. You can even choose whether bonus characters are a part of your server or your room or whatever. So I guess, you know, they're quite significant. But yeah, we destroy that boss, and then this is like a very cool section, right? Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Before we get into this, how long's the game? Like how long do you think you managed to play it for? A lot of levels or?
Quite a bit of levels. I wouldn't say it's a short game. I wouldn't say
Okay.
it's extremely long game either. So I guess that would mean around 8 hours, depending on how quickly you run through the story. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. And then of course, if
So
you're into that-
for normal gamers that don't like blast the crap through, we'll say 10 hours. Yeah.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Also, have you
And
noticed
for
the deers
for
are,
people
like,
who raced through, probably like I don't know, like 6 maybe. I don't know.
okay, all right, fair enough. So yeah, we got this boss. You can just see me like failing miserably. The idea of this was we're meant to be like way off on the left, like right next to him, and I was terrified of doing that, so I kept getting hit by the obstacles on the way. But like, there's a lot of sequences like this, right? I think this is
Yeah, the gameplay kind of constantly changed to add up, you know, something different every time something comes out. Because I mean, if you're just playing, you know, like for instance, back in the days where Ninja Turtles, right? You're just beating up guys over and over and over again. Back in
Yeah.
the days, that was new, so that's fine. But these days, you kind of have to change it up a bit, right? And even though this game is old, it still added that in. Try to keep the action up. You know, later on we go inside of the water, and that's the part where he dies. and I couldn't revive him. But yeah, so like it tends to change it up a bit to keep you interested.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird different action sequences like this, definitely. From even the time, no, we were on mounts earlier. I don't know if you guys saw. I only left a tiny bit of footage in there. But now we've got this water section where you need to jump on like floating things. Just a generally really cool game. It's another one where, you know, I picked this up to kind of cover it for today because I'd heard of it a lot, and you know, I wanted to see what the fuss was about. And I'm left really wanting more, really wanting to keep playing more. I think that's a really good sign, especially for the current price. That wraps us up pretty nicely, I think. For the current price of £2.50 UK or $3.74 US. So this is basically Castle Crashers, guys. Anything to add, I guess?
No, everything's good. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to edit that out. That'll work perfectly. Okay, guys, thanks very much for watching. We will see you tomorrow for the next summer sales. Oh, yeah, also, the giveaways are going on. A couple of people have asked me about it. I actually PM the winners, so if you didn't get a PM by the end of the day, then you didn't win, sorry. But yeah, I'm still doing them, and yeah, we'll catch you next time. See you.
See you.